Namaskar students, how are you? I hope everybody is fit and fine, and I always pray for your good health. So the students of class 10, today I will be discussing on the syllabus of your English subject, which has been published by TVSC just few days back. Before I go into the discussion on syllabus, let us have some talk on how you would set up your mind for making a planning for scoring good in English subject. See, examination is nothing but a technique. For scoring good marks and for the best preparation, you need to frame a best planning, and your planning depends on the breakup of marks and the entire syllabus of the subject. So before I go topic and subtopic of your subject which have been covered in the syllabus, I like to use few words for the subject English. Generally, the people have some perception in our state basically that English is a tough subject, which is merely not. English is never a tough subject. It is one of the most sweet language in the world, and it has got the global status as maximum population of the world can speak and understand English. So communication in our life plays a vital role for everything. So English is never a tough language. It is quite easy. Just you have to change your mindset about the subject English or language English. Now, for the 10th syllabus, as I told in my last class, that both the curriculum and the pattern of exam that the TVSC is going to follow is exactly same as the CBSE. Now you can see the outline of your syllabus in the board. The total syllabus has been divided into 3 sections. The first section is section A, reading skills. The second one is writing skills with grammar. And the third one, C, section C, literature, which will be covering 2 books, one textbook, another supplementary book. Now, as you know that, or if you don't know that, I am telling you that a language including the literature that covers 2 or 3 things specially, that is reading, writing and comprehending. Reading means to test your ability of reading. Writing means to test the ability of your writing, and comprehending means the power of understanding, that is how much you can understand. And literature part, as you know, that is one of the most interesting part. But for taking or the feeling the interest or charm of literature, you have to understand, you have to comprehend whatever the story, whatever the literature is in form. It may be a story, it might be a poem, it might be a novel, it might be a short story, etc. etc. So, um, today, categorically, I will have a discussion your on your first section, that is reading skill. Now, before we go into that to discuss that why reading skill is important, you know that there are two modes of communication for any language. One is spoken mode, that is speaking, and the next is written form, that is writing. Now, reading, because reading is so important, because unless and until we read, we cannot, unless and until we acquire the ability of reading, we cannot gather knowledge. Why? From our valued books. Now, in reading section, what are the topics to be covered as far as your syllabus is concerned? And this is, I'm sure, not new for you. You have been tested this reading section time and again in your previous classes. Here, what you will be given? You will be given a passage, and you have to go through the passage, and you have to understand. And after reading the passage, you will be given some questions which you have to answer. So in this section you have 20 marks, and it is quite easy to get 20 out of 20. So what are the kind of passages you may face in exam? It is clearly decided by the board. You will be tested with two categories of passage. Number one, factual passage of 3 to 350 words, which will be followed by very short answer type questions carrying 8 marks. So now the question comes, what a factual passage? This is not a new term for you, obviously. Factual means true things that actually happened. And these are a bit of easier type of passages. And there is always link from one para to another para in a passage which is based on facts. So, factual passage are something that is written on the basis of some true things or facts, and that will be followed by some short answer type questions, will be carrying 8 marks. Okay, so I hope you have understood what is factual passage and how you will just go through these, and how we will be able to score 100% marks from these. So what will be your approach? Your approach will be, you go through the passage, as fast as possible, because you have you have a fixed time. The total timings for your exam is 3 hours. So planning is very important. How much you can invest on, how much you can spend for a particular section. So for 8 marks you can hardly spend 15 to 20 minutes, hardly. So that is also maximum. So you have to go first through the passage, take the question and find out the answer from the passage. And one thing you mind, keep it in mind, that whenever you are writing an answer to any question followed by a passage, that should not be the exact copy what is written in the passage. That you have to write it in your own words, keeping the information correct. Is that clear? Write in your own words. That will be given full weightage. That will be helping you to get the full marks. That is what an examiner expect from a good student. Now next you come to a discursive passage. This is little bit complicated. Why it is complicated? A discursive, first of all you have to know what is a discursive passage. A discursive passage is a passage which may have topic and subtopic, may have different paras, which will have no link with each other. That is, every para or every part will bear different knowledge, not linking to each other. That is, there will be no coherence. There will be no coherence. These passages will take about various topics at random that appears to have no connection with one another. It is often a challenging task to follow the changes in subject. A factual passage provides good clarity on the topic being discussed. So this is the basic difference. A factual passage will have a clear information, will have clear message, and there will be a very good coherence from one para to another para. But the discursive passage is totally different from a factual passage. That is, there will be no linkage of sense or information from one para to another para. So for discursive passage you have to go through very carefully. You will have no sense, you will have no knowledge about, after reading one passage, what the next para is going to convey. Now this is little bit challenging, as I told you. So in that case you go through, okay, I think it will be better, the best thing to write answer for this discursive passage is, first of all you take the question, understand the question, what exactly it is asking, and then go through the passage. Then wherever you are getting the answer, you mark it, and then you write in your own words, and that will give you the best answer. So in discursive passage you will have 12 marks. So here you have 8 marks and here you have 12 marks. 8 and 12 total taken together is 20 marks. So you can score 20 out of 20 if you just plan properly and approach in a right way. Okay, so I don't think you will have much problems in doing that. And for this type of things, what you have to do, you have to practice on day-to-day basis. Will only practice will make you 100% perfect, and that will help you to score 20 out of 20. And these are the first part and the first section, that is section A. If you do fantastic in the first section, as you know that one success leads to another, the next part or next section will even be better than this one, and you can proceed to the next section with much more confident, with much more confidence. So so I won't be discussing anything more today, because you have writing skills with grammar, literature, text and supplementary, that will be done in later class, in our next classes. So I will have some general discussion on English. You see, as I told, that examination is nothing. It's a technique only. Few things you have to consider if you want to score better in any subject. First of all, you see, every examiner expect neat and cleanliness of your copy. So you should keep the copy neat and clean. Second, good handwriting. Try go in a good pace, but try to maintain good handwriting. Second, mention the page number of in your answer sheet. That will look more decent. And try to maintain the serial as much as possible. So if you cannot maintain, that will not be even an issue. But I would suggest, if possible, try to maintain a proper serial, so it looks good and make the examiner better feel about a student. You see, perception is very important. Teachers are very experienced. The examiners are very experienced. After going through your copy, they can understand. Even after seeing first 2-3 answers, they can feel that what kind of the student is. So I would rather say, just planning is very important. That is, planning is important, and your planning will depending on the syllabus. So try to finish all your syllabus within shortest span of time, as early as possible, and then go through revisions, mock test, self-assessment, make assignment sheet for yourself, you make by yourself, and write the answers and do some self-assessment. So these will help you to a greater extent. And I know you are in lockdown. In fact, we all are in lockdown, and that is a new challenge for us. But being human being, we are adopting faster than anything, and we can adapt. We have the capacity or capability of adapting to any situations. So like a brave man, like a clever man, like an intellectual person, out of every odd events or every odd things, to try to find out the positive things or good things or even things. So like this, you also please use this lockdown period in a better manner, and go through the books time and again, and just acquiring habit of self-study. Self-study, that is, study by yourself. And as I often used to say, if you have any problem, just you feel free to call us, call our teacher to clear your doubts. So next we will discuss on next two sections. After discussing these sections, will go to your syllabus, give you some assignment, periodic assignment, and that will help you to complete the syllabus much before the stipulated time. So after that we can go for mock test and other self-assessment or school conducted assessment process. And this, if you can go or follow this path, I'm sure that you will be scoring brilliant marks in any subject, not only in English, all subjects. So don't get panic. Um, be brave enough to face all these kind of situations. So uh, once again, wishing you a good health and um, take care of your health and be disciplined at your home and maintain COVID-19 protocols and the standard recommendation as time to time being published by the government. So stay home, stay safe. Thank you. Namaskar.